Hello my friends, a quick note before we move on to this week's tutorial. Next year I'll continue to make weekly knitting tutorials, but every other tutorial will be exclusive to the All Tutorials Club and to my patrons. So if you want to watch a new tutorial every week, join the club or join our community on Patreon. I'll post both links in the description. Thank you. And now let's take a look at a very interesting way to bind off stitches. This bind off has two huge benefits. First, it is perfect for knitters who struggle with the right tension of the bind off edge that is not too tight and not too loose. And it is also a lifesaver in cases when we don't have enough yarn to bind off all stitches. If you've ever ran out of yarn in the middle of the bind off, you know how frustrating it could be. So here's the one solution to both of these issues. A bind off that is done without using the working yarn. And in this tutorial, I'll show you how to do it both for working flat and working in the round. First, let's see how we can use this bind off to finish off a piece worked back and forth. So when you finish your last row, don't turn your work. Instead, start slipping stitches one by one. Insert the left needle into the stitch from left to right and slip it from the right needle to the left needle. And keep doing that, slipping stitches one by one until you come to the last two stitches. And that would be just now for me. Then stop. And now we are ready to bind off. Insert the tip of the left needle into the second stitch that is on the right needle and pass it over the other stitch and off the needle. Same way as we do when we do the regular bind off. Just this time we are not knitting stitches, we are simply passing them one over the other. Now slip one more stitch to the right needle, and when you have two stitches, again you do the same. Insert the left needle into the second one, pass it over the first one and off the needle. And that's it. That's the magic trick. Keep doing that until you come to the last stitch. And when you do, simply pass this tail through the last stitch and pull it tight to secure. And you will get a nice bind off. See, that is absolutely even because all stitches that we were binding off, they're all even. There is no way you could pull one of the stitches. Well, there is a way, of course, but you won't do that, right? And you will get a nice even bind off edge just like this one. Binding off stitches in the round is even easier than binding off stitches worked flat. There is no need to slip all stitches from one needle to the other, so we can start binding off right away. So this is my end of the previous round, and you see that I have just a little tail left, but I'm not scared because I know that I don't need any working yarn to bind off my stitches. So here's what we do. We slip the first two stitches of the new round, we slip them to the right needle, and then pass one stitch over the other. One stitch left, so we slip the next stitch, pass one over the other, and do it again and again and again. And as you see, again we get a nice, lovely, even bind off edge. As you see, it takes just a few simple steps to make a nice, even bind off edge that is not too loose and not too tight. And we haven't used even a bit of the working yarn to create it. To download this tutorial as a set of step-by-step photo instructions, follow the link in the description. Thank you for watching this video and have a wonderful week. I'll see you next Thursday.